I think that there is one issue which we have to cover before we go to the debate, and that is, what about the problem of European, and I mean pan-European security. There are a lot of developments at this moment going on. We discussed this afternoon with the students of European Studies the proposal of Mr. Medvedev on a new security treaty. And so a lot is going on there. And the question is that, of course, after the fall of the Berlin Wall and the collapse of the Soviet Union, we have a completely different situation in Europe, but even in Eurasia. And we can't just cope with security issues just alone by keeping to the post-World War II European institutions, by enlarging NATO, for example. That is very clear. But what, in your view, is the problem, and what do you see as possible answers to that new challenge of covering European security problems and even the security problems in Eurasia after the collapse of the Soviet Union? Just a few thoughts, perhaps. We can't cover this issue this evening, but just a few thoughts on that in order to just initiate the debate with the audience.
Okay, I'm not an expert on security issues, so I can just give you a few thoughts as a reborn politician, because after 14 years I just joined the European Parliament, and as a consequence I joined politics. My humble view is that NATO is not unnecessary, NATO is not superfluous. As a Hungarian, of course, you can say that it's a very low expectation perspective. We really feel, together with the Poles, that NATO is one of the most important pillars of our security. And in this respect, we also feel that a further expansion of NATO would be very much desirable. Although I accept that for the next decade or so it doesn't look like very realistic. First of all, because most NATO members do not want to offend Russia, do not want to challenge Russia, and every further possibility to expand NATO would go into the so-called backyard of Russia in one way or another. Think about Ukraine or Georgia, and the situation has actually become worse than it was before, especially after the Georgian-Russian war of last summer, not this summer, before this summer. And in fact, what I expect from the European structures is to complement NATO and to try to find a better modus vivendi with Russia, to still offer a carrot to Ukraine and other countries which are members of this Eastern neighborhood policy, which was devised as maybe not an alternative but a stepping stone towards eventual membership and further enlargement. But it is absolutely important for the European Union to formulate a common foreign policy and security policy, including energy policy and many others, which we badly lack at the moment. I'm very disappointed in this respect. Most countries, including Germany, France, Italy, go alone and try to appease the Russians and secure their own energy supply, maybe at the expense of others. it's a problem for the European Union that it cannot have one voice and step up its own stand up for its own values when it comes to not really democratic powers like Russia and China, and this doesn't bode well for the future.
Thank you. Professor Goderis.
Very short. The security issues puts everything what I said and what we disagreed upon into perspective. I have to agree, there is a difference between the West and the East. Just heard. And also, the Russian elite was successful, because after all, the West does not want to risk offending Russia and thinks that, well, does not want to expand NATO. And here, Russia, Gorbachev was maybe not successful, but now Russia at least is successful. Okay.
It did. Yeah, that was what I wanted to say also as an answer to your
this is why
question.
You raised the security issues.
Indeed, indeed. Okay.